What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the differences in guitar picks, whether it be size, shape, material, tone, and everything in between. How we're going to do that is I have my little mystery bag right here. I'm going to put my hand in, pull one out, and talk about it. Alright, pick number one is going to be Alright, starting off with a solid one, we have a green Tortex. This is a very middle of the road pick. I like it a lot for acoustic picking because it's not too thin to where it has a very slapping sound in between strings or plucking sound, and it's not too thick to where it feels like you're playing with a brick. You know, it's really good for chords and individual note picking. Has a great sound, good texture. I don't use it too much for electric, but for acoustic, it's actually my go-to. So I highly recommend the green Tortex. Pick number two, we have alright, this is a fun one. We have a wooden guitar pick. So I do not really use this. It's more of a decorative piece. I know some people may think it's cool. It's very similar to that of a metal guitar pick, kind of more of a gimmick, you know, but it has a very thick sound, and it's cool. I don't really like it much for playing. Like I said, it is more of a decorative piece. It's very thick, there's no give to it, and it's comfortable, I guess, but just not something I would really recommend. So that's going to be the wooden guitar pick. Pick number three, which is going to be Alright, we have our first Jazz 3. This is the Jazz 3 Max Grip. And I go between this and one other pick for my electric. And it's a great pick, you know, Jazz 3. It's small, very precise, good for shredding, soloing. And the good thing about this one is that it has that very textured feel to it, which is great. My hands get sweaty when I play. My picks go everywhere. I slip them, drop them. And this is a great solution to that. So I highly recommend, if you like kind of faster playing and smaller picks, to check out the Max Grip Jazz 3 pick. Next up, let's see. All right, cool. So this is a Dunlop Ultex pick. And I like this one for acoustic. It's not my go-to, but it's a solid pick. And for that, it is very thin, but it has more structure to it. It doesn't bend as much as some other thinner picks do. And it has a great sound to it. And it has a good texture. I get good grip on it. It's a nice material. And it's a solid size. I wouldn't use it for electric for my personal playing, but for acoustic, it is a great, it's a great pick. So that's the Dunlop Ultex. Oh gosh, we have a giant triangle Tortex Flex pick. I am not a fan of these. You know, it's just so massive. Maybe if you have ogre hands, it works well for you. Not for me. The way I hold picks, and how many other people hold picks, it gets in the way, you know, and I get it has its time and place, maybe. I haven't found that time or place myself. It's kind of gimmicky, you know, I'm sure some people use them, because if no one used them, they wouldn't make them, but it's just so large. If you know anyone that uses these, maybe you use these, or a certain type of player that uses these, let me know in the comments below. I just don't love it. You know, I don't get it. It's huge. You won't lose it though, so that's good. But yeah, that's the Tortex Flex giant triangle. No, bad, no. We have a quarter. When I first started playing, I really wanted to use this as a pick because I thought Brian May was the man, which he is. But it is just not a good pick. You know, It sounds great because it's different. You can find one everywhere you go. Everyone has a quarter on them. But it's just not a good guitar pick. You know, it's so round. It's hard to get very precise, fast picking with it. It slips off the strings, but not in a good way. It doesn't create good tone. You know, I mean, gosh. It's a different sound. I don't like that sound, but maybe it's for you. You know, if you haven't before, I'm sure everyone has tried it, but if you haven't, try out using a quarter or any coin for that matter. But not for a pick. Use a real pick. Get rid of it. Pick from the bag. We have a. All right, we have a Kirk Hammett signature Jazz 3 pick. This is a cool pick. I mean, it's a cool color, you know, purple sparkle. And what makes it unique is that it's the typical Jazz 3 shape, but it has that little notch cut out into it, which Kirk claims that it adds grip. For me, the way I hold picks, it doesn't really do much for me, at least not that I can notice. Not enough to really want that in a pick. Also, I find that this is a bit too smooth for my liking. Yes, his little signature on it does add some grip, but not enough. I really need extra grip on my picks, especially when I'm playing fast. So it's a cool pick. I like Kirk Hammett. I like Metallica. I think he's great, but it's a cool pick, not the perfect pick. Try it out, but it's all right. Back into the bag. We have a... All right, this is a standard medium gauge Jim Dunlop pick. And this is a good pick for acoustic. I don't like it for electric, playing fast, power chords, things like that. It's not for me. It flexes too much. Now, even with on an acoustic, which is the only time that I use this type of pick, I don't like it when I'm playing like solo stuff. It's really good for chord strumming, and that's about it. You know, it has kind of a fun tone. Has a more open, warm tone, which is good for strumming, but if you're doing, you know, note picking, like... It's fine, but it's not my favorite. I think it has too much give to it. It's a good pick, not my top pick, but it's solid. So I recommend it. It's fine. Only a couple left. We have... Gosh, give me one. Okay. We have a shark fin pick. Name someone that uses one of these. You can't, because no one does. I mean, it's a cool looking pick. It's very unique, but it's strange. So it's a weird shape. Now, you can use it as a regular pick with this side right there. I mean, it works. When you use this side right here, that ribbed edge, it gives it a fun sound. I mean... It's weird. It doesn't feel too natural when you're going through the strings. It has a lot of like, almost like shakes your hand. It's cool. I wouldn't use it to gig, you know, unless that's the sound you're going for. It's interesting. It's a good conversation piece. But I mean, try it out. It won't hurt. But yeah, shark fin pick. It's weird. It's cool. Next up in the bag, we have... All right, we have the probably most iconic Jazz 3 pick. It is that red nylon pick. And this one is not for me. I love Jazz 3 picks, but personally, I think for one, it has too much give to it. It's too thin. And two, there's just no grip on this thing. It slips out of my fingers so easily. There are some, you know, there's some texture on it, but not enough. And, you know, I like the shape and size of it, but for me, it's just not perfect. There are better options out there. So it's fine. I would never use this personally with the other options that I have, but try it out. It's fine. Going back into the bag, we have only a few left. All right, yes, so this is my favorite pick, especially for electric, but overall, this is the Ernie Ball Prodigy pick. This one looks funny because I drilled holes into it just to add grip, but I think this is just about the perfect guitar pick. It's small, it's super thick in the fingers, which I like. It has a nice bevel to the edge. And my one gripe with it is that I wish it had more texture to it, which is why I'll either take a knife and add hatching to it, or like this, I drilled a bunch of super tiny holes into it. And it is, I think, almost the perfect pick. If any of y'all out there have a recommendation for a pick like this that has extra grip, let me know. But overall, this is my number one pick at the moment. All right, back into the bag. I think we only have one. Yes, we have one left, and it is a thumb pick. Now, I have not figured out how to use this thing. You know, I do finger picking all the time. I just use my thumb like normal. I have not figured out how to use this guy comfortably. You know, I know many people do use it. But as far as like positioning my fingers to use it properly, maybe it'll just take some practice. It's cool. It's a cool idea. You know, maybe if you're a hardcore finger player, maybe you'll like this a lot. Try it out. It's a weird one, but, you know, it's cool. Check it out. Thank you all for watching me go over the differences in guitar picks. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite of the ones I showed today, or if you have one that you like that I didn't show today. Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, keep cranking it.